What is up, and welcome to another episode of Off the Rack. I am Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
Oh, this is a comic book review show where we take comic books in the past week, which does not help the lifespan of this show, but this is when we can do it, folks. I would love to do this show, Thursday? But we just don't have the time to read those books. We shoot back issues on Wednesdays. I may have time. But the reality is we shoot back issues on Wednesday nights, and then by Thursday, I got to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Also, I have a podcast over on Dorkly, which is about a channel with, I'd say 600 times more subscribers and viewers, which does that show This Week in Nerd History, which you should check out on Thursday. Well, it comes out on Sundays, but we typically shoot it on Thursdays. Yeah. It's a little insider secret. But yeah, so we take the books from the past week, we review them, tell you what we thought about them, and then recommend comics that are coming out this week that we think you should check out.
Heck yeah.
The way the format of the show works is we'll do some news up at the top. We'll do some reviews right in the middle. We'll take your super chats, of course, if you want to share one yourself. You can always sponsor today's show by using super chats. Ask a question or comment, we'll read here on the show using super chats. And then at the end of the review portion, we're going to pick our book of the week, which I am on pins and needles over because I asked Tiffany earlier. By the way, if you don't know, she is my wife. We live together. And I asked her what her favorite book of the week was. And she didn't tell me because she said, you'll find out on the show. And I'm like, I'm not a viewer.
Sure you are.
But
you didn't tell me what yours was.
That's because I don't know. I never know. I don't have this plan.
Well, you assume I know?
Yes.
Why would you assume that?
Oh, because Absolute Wonder Woman came out. So then we talk about the book of the week, and then we'll read your super chats. And then after the super chat portion, we will recommend comics that are coming out this week. So now you know.
Better.
Now you know what the show is. If you're new to the show, you also caught at least 2 tangents during that intro, so you know exactly what the show is. And
yeah, this is it.
This is it.
This is it, folks.
This is the show.
Is there comic book news you want to talk about?
I guess so. There's always comic book news. There was stuff I wanted to kind of broach, but I'm not going to. But instead, I'll mention that the AI Stan Lee debuted at, I guess, LA Comic-Con. And it was ghoulish and vampiric, and I hated it. Yep. And I knew I would, but I wanted to address it because there's just too much to say in about it than what would fit in a tweet. And I would never pay for social media, so you'll never see a long tweet from me.
Sure.
But when I heard that Lee had more or less signed away his visible rights, the rights to him as a human being,
sure,
I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like Stan. I was not terribly concerned or felt like I needed to advocate for Lee, given that, he would be happy to see himself put in like a Marvel project.
Yeah.
From here to eternity.
Sure.
But that's not what was on display. It was very similar. It reminded me, it was like extended elder abuse. It was like seeing Stan during the Twilight years when people were exploiting him and using him and stealing his blood. That grossed me out because that's the perversion of life.
Right.
And, unfortunately as podcasters, it's a little beyond my expertise and powers to, do anything for him at that time. But after the fact, seeing that video, and I watched the whole thing, it was just someone's on the ground.
Yeah.
But that's enough.
Boots on the ground.
People who were there. It just further proves a lot of points. For one thing, it proves that the idea of extending someone into, past their death, using generative machine learning to predict his answers is ghoulish, gross, and terrible, and it was never going to work. But it also shows, I think, the limitations. It's just it's not even close. Yeah. AI doesn't really exist yet. It should be, you advocated for calling it machine learning. I would love for a more reductive term for it.
Right.
That really
was
more
learning.
dismissive. Because it's not learning anything. It's more like machine regurgitation, which I think is a little more apt. But from the cadence to the voice to the choice and answers to the delay to the only thing they kind of got right was that weird hologram technology that they did a couple of years ago, which you'll see if you go to the what was it called, the American Dream Mall.
Yes.
They have Danny DeVito. He's almost 3-dimensional, and he's like, "Hey, welcome to the mall."
Yeah, but it's a recording.
But it's a recording of him. He's not posthumously being puppeted by a corporation. I think it's wonderful that it is so bad because it really highlights how ghoulish and gross and terrible it is.
Yeah.
And so at least we got to see it. Like, it's on someone's shaky phone. It sucks. It's gross. Just in concept, it's terrible, but in execution, it is also terrible. It's not even like a fun experience. It's just bad.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will kind of like spook anyone who's thinking about doing that out of doing that.
That would be nice.
I mean, I don't expect it to because everyone because humanity has lost the dignity portion of their brain, like the feeling that feels shame, that's gone. It's been eroded from just bombardment of social media and just the fact that anyone can do or say anything and there's no accountability. So like, why would I feel shame? Why should I feel shame when I could be paid? Because that's the only insulation from the horrors of reality is just having money. What are your thoughts on the Stanley?
I think
ghost. Is there a term for a ghost that impersonates another person?
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a demonic possession.
Yeah, it is. It's like a demon. Let's call it a demon. The Stanley demon.
No,
goblin.
Let's not besmirch demons.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
this trash.
Yeah. Demons do work. They're busy in hell.
It's so funny because all right, if we think about like sci-fi, movies, stories, whatever,
right. Even the dystopian
the idea of being like, oh, we have like the collective like knowledge or whatever of this person, and now you can like talk to like in Star Trek with the holodeck. That's totally okay. And why is that okay? And I realized why, because it's like future tech. Right. So you're like, well, no.
You're talking about those instances where like they bring Mark Twain back to life and Data learns a lesson. Although I'm literally picking a character that was never used on the holodeck. And in fact, they went back in time and helped Mark Twain.
Yeah, but
like Moriarty.
You know what I mean, right?
But what I'm Joey Buttafuoco.
What I'm saying is that like the reason that that's okay and that works is because I'm like, well, I know because it's fake, that's a 1-for-1. Like they did it's exactly as they would have been, and it's not the
it's not like
it's not like the computer filling stuff in, like
except for Dr. Brahms in that episode where Geordi masturbates to the holodeck. Like it's
but you know what I mean?
That was
like where it's like
in
the future, like we thought like that would be really cool because it's like, oh, we have like a scan of their brain, or we have a this, or we have a that, and like and we bring them to life, and we're like, well, that's loyal to what it is, and clearly that's not what it ever would have been, and it is more like this where it's just like, well, I'm just gonna guess and then use his voice or something like his voice,
kind of like his voice,
and that's where it gets dangerous, right?
Absolutely,
because it's like they're like patting themselves on the back for doing this, and I'm just like, but what happens when it's like your grandma like video calling you, like trying to scam you, or you
trying to scam
your grandma. Right.
Which they're already doing.
Right. And it's like that's where it's like I'm not like trying to like, oh no, we're gonna like it's a slippery slope. And I'm like,
it is a slippery slope. I'll say it.
And I'm not saying that like from Stanley comes your grandma getting scammed, but
it operates. You know what the problem is? It puts a sunny face on it. It taps into your nostalgia. Like, even though it is ghoulish, robotic, and like immoral, you might say.
Yeah.
That they're counting on you having human feelings for him in order for it to work. So it's just this kind of like give and take over them. If anyone's celebrating, it's like criminals celebrating after a heist, where it's like, I got away with something.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know. I mean, because there's one thing I remember seeing that like what Walt Disney was brought back to life in the I think it's in the Carousel of Progress. They made a Walt Disney bot. Again, a guy who's like, I don't want to die. If I have to be immortalized in a robot, knock yourself out.
But it's not like the robot's coming up with new things to say.
The robot is not coming up with new things to say. We're not trying to trick you into thinking that like the robot is like intelligent, like sentient in any way. It's just a collection of recordings and quotes from the person and the robot regurgitating them. No one's trying to get away with anything here. The Stanley AI, 100%, they're trying to get away with something. And what's worse is it goes far beyond comics and pop culture, because they're using it, but like they're hoping that it'll work and that it'll be accepted like lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah, I can't wait to live in a world where I'm just questioning the reality of everything.
I mean, as it stands, when you get a phone call from like any company,
I don't pick up.
Well, yeah,
you've killed the phone call.
No, the phone call is dead. Yeah, unless you know who's calling on the other end, and even then, if anyone I know is calling me, then I know that it's a scam because my friends don't call me. They directly
then it's
message me.
stressful because it's like, why are they calling me? What happened?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Exactly. It's when I get any call from my parents. Like, who fell?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the Stanley thing is horrible. I don't want to hear any, with any opinion-based situation where there's no true loss or damages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfectly willing to accept, like our opinions on comics. Someone's like, I thought it sucked, and we thought it was great. Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna like say that your opinion is bad and you should feel bad, or like there's something wrong with you having that opinion. But like, if you think the Stan Lee hologram is like harmless or cool, you're wrong. Like you're on the wrong side of history, and you should feel bad about it. The beauty is, you don't have to like say it out loud. You can just hear that and go, oh shit, okay, and then just change, because that's how it's supposed to work. So after the Stan Lee thing, I wonder, it's interesting. I was talking about...
are you shifting topics, or are we still on the same topic?
No, I'm moving on from Stan, unless you have more to say.
No. What's your other topic?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know what the hell's going on at DC with DC KO and the Absolute Universe and DC All In and everything like that. Like, I remember being kind of like briefed and given like, we did a whole bunch of videos with Josh about like what was going on with All In and Summer of Superman and stuff. But like, I don't know what's going on. It was just funny because I saw like an announcement or something like that, and I just picked up the most recent issue of Superman from last week, and it still says Summer of Superman, and it's freaking almost October.
Well, it's definitely fall now.
It's absolutely unequivocally fall now.
The weather doesn't agree.
No, it's 80 degrees,
but the calendar dates.
But the calendar remains.
Yes.
But yeah, it's interesting because I'm like, man, how quickly. I was like, yeah, this sounds great, and then I'm like, I don't even know. And just, it's like,
it's not like I secretly know.
I know you
and
know.
I'm like, nah.
No, people do know, they're sending free books to TikTokers talking about it, but I don't think they have any idea what's happening either. It was just interesting. I was like, it's just how, like, what a lady comics, she bucks pretty hard. You better hold on tight. That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh right, I gotta read more. I gotta figure it out. I don't know.
I'm not gonna do KO personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just like
it's a video game. But I
love video games.
Yeah,
I'm just saying out loud. I'm not gonna be doing it. I'm not gonna be jumping into it. October is
spooky month.
Spooky
month for Tiffy.
That's what I'll be focused on. It's being spooky.
Fair enough.
That's what I will be doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying I'm just not gonna be doing it. But that doesn't mean I'm
gonna read it. Because,
yeah, exactly. So I will learn along as we go.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was gonna say, did you see someone mentioned in the chat that Image is giving their, like, I guess, collected editions to comic book shops earlier than they will be digitally?
Yes, I did read.
Which
about that.
I was like,
I read about that like a few days ago.
Initially, I was like, huh, and then I was like, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
If I bought all the issues already, it just reads almost exactly the same.
That's right.
And I was like, that's fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
No, it's just another olive branch to retailers.
Absolutely, that's fine.
Which
that's
they
all good.
have to do, and I understand.
It's an easy thing for them to do.
Yeah,
for sure. What they really should do is make sure that the retailers, like the comic book shops, get it before the bookstores get it.
Right. Which, I mean, that's why they're doing it. Like, the point is to circumvent any competition with local comic book stores and Images, trying to charge.
They're like, Amazon will get it though.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I didn't read it.
I don't think so.
know.
I think that's the idea.
Oh really?
I think they want comic shops to get it first.
Okay.
And then like a week later or so, everyone else will get it.
Okay. That's good.
Which is cool.
Yes.
I mean, again, it's like, allowances have to be made. Like we were talking about pre-ordering, and somebody was like,
yes.
Some sweet summer child in the comments not too long ago was like, no, pre-ordering is not how you sell comic books.
Okay.
You sell comic books with good writing. And when good writing happens, the books sell themselves. I was like, while we're in your fantasy world, may I have a Pegasus, please? Because I wish that were so. There are so many grifters out there who will tell you that's true. And they are trying to sell you something. I will tell you this: good writing and good art make good comics, bar none. And I will always buy a good comic over a bad comic in terms of good writing and good art, if I know it's going to be good, but like the reality is, when you pick up any periodical, you don't know if it's going to be good until you read the damn thing.
I mean, you bought Spawn Batman.
I was looking forward to Spawn Batman. But you know what I can say about Spawn Batman? It was unexpected. I thought I knew what I was getting in for, and I was wrong.
I just
And I don't know why I thought I was. I don't know why, but you know what? Because and that's really, you know what a hell of a drug is? Nostalgia. So,
yes.
but like, pre-ordering is an allowance we make for the comic book industry. It was one of those things where like, oh, pre-order your books because that's the only way you can save your favorite series.
Yeah,
it's true. It's just it's a fact. It's an unfortunate fact because it's not how any other business works, but it is. But yet another allowance for the comic book industry where it's like, and you know what it is? Because it's so small. It's so insulated. The comic book industry needs a leg up. It needs allowances. Like, we need publishers like Image or Marvel or DC. We're not going to see Marvel or DC do this. To go, okay, so comic book stores, I know that like you're a small business, you sell a niche product, and it's a book. And if you don't diversify your product, you don't stay open. So even though you're a comic book store, you better sell Pokemon cards because otherwise you're going out of business. Like, all these facts, and also you're still not going to make the kind of money that like a coffee shop will make or any other brick and mortar store.
I mean,
in reality,
I don't pretend to know the
ins and outs. I do know
the
that
profitability of a coffee shop.
Right. Well, I can imagine they must do well because
Based
there's so effing many of them.
Based on every video game I've ever played that involves me running a coffee store, it goes initially it's rough.
Yeah.
But then it really takes off.
That's right. Well, look, if comic book stores were a really lucrative business, we would see more of them. It's just a fact. And we did. That's the other thing, is that in the 90s, we did, when there was a boom. Kind of like how we saw a lot of like yogurt shops for
like
a while.
Frozen yogurt
yeah,
shops?
froyo shops.
I'm like,
for
yogurt shops?
Just yogurt, just Greek,
Just get in there. You want a scoop? Splat.
Is there any flavoring in that?
That one is plain.
Ah, excellent. That's what I came here for.
Yep, here you go.
Is to pay, an inflated price for yogurt. But you know what I mean? Like, so I was just thinking like, oh boy, another olive branch to the poor retailers. But it's like, they need it. Comics need it. Comics need a hand. Yeah. And it's why I think people feel so passionate about the industry. And I think it's why people feel like blur that line between like creator and fan and, publisher and creator and all those different like levels. But yeah, it's just, I was like, another allowance for the comic book industry because like, again, it doesn't make the same, it's on the same pedestal in your mind, heart, and beliefs as like the video game industry. But the video game industry makes what, like 100 times more profit every year overall? 1,000 maybe?
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of failed games.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, there's always outliers and failures and mistakes, but like the video game industry overall makes X amount of dollars and the comic book industry overall makes X amount of less.
I know why you want to compare those two. I don't think they're as similar as
they're
all
not.
that. And and I think it mainly has to do with the number of places they can pop up.
Well, and just the distribution model and the ubiquity of video games versus comic books. The fact that like, even though in the 90s they desperately tried, you know what it is? McCarthyism didn't get a chance to put its dirty little mitts into the video game industry. They were fighting against Tipper Gore. It was a losing battle. I was playing Doom or Duke Nukem 3D, and Tipper Gore and whatever other hoity-toity like pearl clutching lunatic was out there being like, video games are gonna kill you, and I'm like, well, then color me dead because I love these things. Whereas there were like books published in the 50s that were given to parents that were like, comic books will make your kid not only like a demon, like demon worshiper, but God knows what else.
I would say if you wanted to compare the two, it needs to be the comic book industry is like the independent games industry.
Right. Oh, that's an interesting model. I like that. But it is niche because comic books are like part of like the book, the periodical industry, even though it's a niche product. So it is with the independent games market. Yeah. Though, and similarly, it's like there is an opportunity, right? Like an indie game could blow the hell up.
Minecraft,
right? But and there's a million other Super Meat Boy going back like 25 years. But like, there's a million different examples of. But the problem with the independent market in video games is, I think, and I don't want to speak to it because you're more of a video game aficionado than I am, but is that because you can get them in the same place. I cite the Steam store.
Mm-hmm. They're having their fall sale right now. I'm like,
yeah, exactly right. But you can get them
we
in
have
front.
To end the stream so I can go buy things.
You can get access to and reach a larger amount of an audience with an independent game than you can with a comic book. Any comic book, Spider-Man or skin takers. Skinbreakers. That's what it was called. I only mentioned it because it's an independent book. It's independent. It's a Skybound book, but I reviewed it. I'm talking about it today.
Okay.
Because I talked to Kirkman and
yes,
about it.
yes,
it's in the thing. But a smaller niche book.
See, I don't know. I think there's a lot of tiny games out there that
that never get any. Oh yeah, absolutely. But
anyway,
you are breaking into a larger market for video games than you are with comic books.
But this is a comic book review show.
That's what this is. Yes.
So we should probably review some comics.
I suppose we could.
Which I think you read more of than I did.
Probably.
So you should probably start.
Oh well, because I had your.
I
book
see
all set
that.
Up. But I guess we could. All right, fine.
Yeah, I'm right.
All right. So I read Predator: Black, White, and Blood. This is a fun idea. It's a great concept for Predator because it's a anthology book where they show you a multitude of stories that all are their own kind of self-contained Predator tale,
right?
That also feature work by prominent Marvel creators who are telling their own story. Some of them are stretched out over a period of issues. Like, for example, this is the 3rd issue, so it's the 3rd part of Joe Kelly's story. This one is, we got Alvaro Lopez, Martin Kokolo, Stephen Fox, and Jim Zub, who each did their own Predator story. I won't get into too much of specifics. I'll just say that the Joe Kelly one is still, I love it. It's great.
Great.
It's ridiculous. I can't wait to see it collected. I hope it is, because I would love to have you read it and for people to be able to pick it up.
Excellent.
Again, the conceit of this whole thing is the colors palette is black, white, and red.
Right.
They don't use real blood. It's not, it's not a copy of Squadron Supreme. So there's 3 stories. Some intrepid Instagrammer of any other place told me that there was a story that took place on a seafaring vessel in the 1600s. So I was excited to see that there's finally someone picked up the idea and ran with it. I will say that there are few, if not any, pirates in it, so there's still room for me to do mine.
There's still room.
And in fact, it's really more like the Predator is, he's the main thrust of the story, but the real star of it is a full-page splash of like a deep sea creature. So that's more about what that book is about.
Like a shark?
No, more like a
kraken.
Like a kraken. Yes.
Like a sea monster.
Like a sea monster. Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah. But check out Predator: Black, White, and Blood if you love Predator. And yeah, it is definitely one of the best Predator books on the shelves because it has that opportunity to be fresh and just play with and continue to succeed in the Predator conceit, the concept of what the Predator works as.
That's awesome.
I guess similarly, I could talk about Skinbreaker, number 1 from Kirkman and Finch. This is a wholly original concept that apparently has taken at least 8 years to come to fruition. Finch has been drawing it for over a year. If you want to see more or get more insight into what this book is about, check out my conversation with Robert Kirkman and David Finch over on this channel, actually. So if you are a fan of the show, or if you're only watching comic book review shows, click that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you know when we go live. But also check out the body of work we've done here. We make a lot of videos. I in fact talked to that seafaring Zubber himself on a dedicated conversation about how, like, the way that Titan is doing Conan should be kind of the way some other mainstream books should be done. But more to the point about Skinbreaker, it's about a tribe of, I don't know, crazy alien people.
Okay.
They have a ritual where, like, after a certain amount of years, these children whose like skin is not fully formed, they get like reflected from the sun on this special rock, and the rock, like, it breaks their skin, but it causes it to like actually form and harden, and then they become like these warrior people. And our main character's son is older than all of the like young ones whose skin has not broken, and his has not yet either. And so he's like an outcast. Very similar to, if you're familiar with it, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from Rankin and Bass. Because that's exactly what I thought of immediately. Where I'm like,
that's a weird connection to me.
They won't let him play in their reindeer games because he's got a crazy ass problem. He's got a skin condition, and so they're like, get him away from here. You keep him in the caves.
No,
don't they send Rudolph to the caves because they're afraid to let him participate in their merriment? that is the same case with Skinbreaker.
They just sent him home.
Yeah, he lives in the caves. They live in the caves too. Anyway, the idea is like the chieftain is our main character's father. He's too old to hunt. It's a warrior-based society, so he's like hungrier, younger, more opportunistic tribesmen are looking to usurp his authority. The son loves his father, and so he like refuses to kill, because the whole point is like, you need to kill me because I'm too weak in order to ascend to become the chieftain. And he's like, but I love you. He's just he's just a particularly different type of Skinbreaker.
Okay.
He's more like us, which makes him more sympathetic and brilliance of Robert Kirkman. But yeah, it's it's not terribly wordy, which I appreciate. The words that are chosen are actually really well selected. Like Kirkman knows, like at this point in his career, when to dial it in, when to dial it back. The real star of the show is Finch's art. Like,
okay.
It's just, you could tell he spent years working on it. Just full pages, like full page reveals of foliage and creatures.
Okay.
It's like an R-rated Avatar, if I could call it that.
Okay.
But in a way that I would like, because I think the Avatar is stupid and derivative. But this is cool looking and rock simple premise. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
So check out Skinbreaker if you are of a mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. You want me to keep going?
No, I can do one.
Great.
Where do you want to go?
You know what? Let's do the end.
Let's start with the end.
Start with the end.
I want to
hear your thoughts because I saw some interesting scuttlebutt online about this.
Okay. This is Flash number 25, written by Simon Spurrier with art by Vasco Georgiev. This is the end of this, not only this arc, but of Spurrier's run on Flash. And I loved it. Yeah. I thought this was really well done. I think, as usual, Spurrier proves that he understands the fundamentals of the character. I don't think everyone saw that, and I'm hoping that in this issue that they do recognize it. There's just some really great moments in this, really great narrative, because it's an article being written.
Oh.
And yeah, it's just like they take care of it. And like at the end of the day, we knew, being that it was Flash, that either he was gonna have to run or he would use like his overwhelming like
sense of hope.
Yes,
optimism.
Yeah. But he was like, his family helps out, and he recognizes that, like, through them all things are possible.
Yes,
in a way.
They make him strong.
Strong. Yeah. It's just very sweet. And then he gets to like essentially like face himself.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really, really liked it, like, quite a bit. And there's like some really just good moments in here for us to also remember. It's hilarious too, because like he and his wife go on a date, and while there, he's like, all right, hang on, do you mind? I'm just gonna run home really quickly, make sure the kids are okay.
I wouldn't even know you did it.
Well, no, she's like, no, go ahead. I have to like punch up this article because Linda's writing the article. And so he pops home, and like Barry and Iris are there babysitting the kids, and they're like, they're kissing. They're like acting like teenagers essentially. And they're like, don't worry, they're fine. Go back to your date. And he goes upstairs. They're gone. And he gives Barry back the ring. He's just like, this is, you need this. Like, this is for you. Like, you
gave it to me. And
yeah, I think you're better keeping this safe. Right. And it turns out the two of them are off, like, essentially like going to like have a little adventure, or like to check in on some things, which I really appreciate. They just wanted to, figure out some stuff. And, while he's like, you know what? Okay. They gotta go they don't even see him. He's just like, just go do your thing. And we just recap what happened at the end in like a really fun way, where it's like, you see everything is fine. Don't see the dog, which I think is interesting. Which I don't know if it's just that, like, because Spurrier invented it, he's like, and no one has to deal with it if they don't want to.
Sure.
But I really liked this moment where in part of Linda's article, she says, he said, whatever this world tries to tell us, we've got to stop now and then. Lie down, stare at the stars, give your brain and your heart and your feet a rest. I can't fault anyone for doing that. And I love that, because for me, that is what Spurrier's Wally West learned. Not that he shouldn't be a man of action, because he can't help himself. That's what he is.
Yeah.
But that he learned that sometimes like he does just have to stop for a second, and that it's okay to do that. And he doesn't have to constantly carry the weight of the world on his shoulders, even if he is like the fastest man alive or whatever. In the like, saying version of it, not the power scaling version of it. But you know what I mean? Where it's just like Spurrier being like, Wally learned a lesson, and Wally came out the other side of this, like not changed except for the better.
Yeah.
Like he's still who he is at his core, but like he understands that it's okay to just let it go.
Right.
And I really, really love that. You
Yeah.
know, it's so good. And like right at the end, like, in the article, Linda asks the Flash, like, this last time I came out and I asked him, does he consider himself a hero or just a regular guy? And like the answer is like he smiled like lightning and he laughed and he said both can be true. So it's just like after all of this, Wally has found a balance.
Right.
And I was like, that's awesome. And it's just a sweet little like end splash page of just Flash doing all these things while he's also going to like check in, because while they're having their date, like the jail like card thing is going off.
Right.
And he's like, and she's like, you have to go. It's okay. Because he's trying to ignore it.
Sure.
But I really liked it. I thought it was like sweet and fun. And I really enjoyed peeking into the world of the Flash. I will probably be bouncing off of it from here. But I enjoyed it, and I got a better appreciation and idea of what people like the Flash, or at least some people do.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people didn't understand or see where this was going and thought that maybe out of the gate Spurrier didn't understand who he was. And I think it was just he was hoping we would be in it for longer period of time to allow him to reveal that he doesn't know who that he does know who the Flash is.
Yeah.
But maybe much like Wally, maybe Flash readers are just like,
why don't you just let the guy who wrote it 30 years ago take over it?
I don't mean that. I just mean like I want to know now that you understand. Like that
I
instantaneous
need some proof that you like get it.
Yeah. And I understand that. Like I still say it. Like I get why people didn't like the first arc. I don't understand maybe so much why people didn't jump on to the second one.
Because they didn't read it.
That could be.
I mean, the first arc really, it had Deodato Jr.'s art on it. It was very divisive.
It was so different. But that, like, I really, really enjoyed this book. Like I said, like, it was just,
end, but
I am sad to see it end, but like,
given an ending,
it got an ending where I didn't necessarily know if it would be given an ending, if we're being honest,
oh yeah.
But yeah, it was good stuff. It was great stuff, and I had a very, very good time with it.
I'm glad. That's great. Staying in the DC universe, I read Superman number, I don't remember what issue this was.
Oh no,
what's the matter?
My YouTube decided to update, so now I don't have the super chats anymore. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I read Superman 30 from Josh Williamson and Dan Mora, and God, what a good looking book this is. It's so pretty. Excellently drawn, gorgeous colors by let's see, Alejandro Sanchez.
Amazing.
The story is basically just Superman and Superboy Prime end up in the future. They bump into the dark side, or the Legion of Superheroes corrupted by Darkseid. Superboy Prime betrays Superman, joins the Legion, and Superman rescues Booster Gold, only to bring him into the belly of the beast. And so what are we going to do now? And of course, it's a heel turn. It's a joke. Like, Superboy Prime was tricking the Legion into thinking that he betrayed Superman so that he could betray them. And so he does. And, there's just a big, awesome fight between the evil Legion of Superheroes and Superboy Prime. Superman and Superboy Prime kind of seem to understand each other towards the end. And Superman returns Booster Gold to his prime timeline. Though there is I guess I could call it a thrilling conclusion where, there's a choice that Superman's given where he's like, no, I need to stay behind and save these people. And Superboy Prime's like, you got to trust me, man. Like, you got to let me do this. Sorry. It's actually a really funny fourth wall breaking moment where, because that's what Superboy Prime does now. And he's been doing it for like over a decade now, so it's okay. But he was tasked with the job of killing Booster Gold. And he's like, Dan Jurgen's going to be pissed. But yeah, so it tees up the next phase of what All In is doing and going to. I'm assuming DCKO because that's what Scott and Josh are presumably working on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun. It looks great, and I like the position that it puts Superboy Prime in. Like, you know, it seems to be a road to redemption. Another road to redemption. Prime's been like redeeming himself for years now, but it's fun to see Prime like occupy this role as kind of like, you know, he gets to team up with a few non-corrupted members of the Legion, and I'm assuming that because Josh loves the Legion and Superman and continuity, that the situation will be that, like, you know, Superman is kind of, although he does not willingly go back to the present and leave Superboy Prime trapped with a few select members to fight like an unstoppable evil Legion, that Superman is like, take my Legionnaire ring and let them guide you. Like, you know, even if it's unconscious, but like Superboy Prime gets the opportunity to guide Superboy Prime the way that they guided him.
Right.
Maybe they'll make him better. And I'm like, that's cool.
Okay.
Nice. It's just a fun little book.
Yeah.
About a bunch of characters like genuinely don't normally care about. Like, I don't like or care about the Legion. So, but I get it. By way of Superman, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm down. So that was cool.
Cool.
What else we got here? Oh, I read Storm. This is the conclusion of the Thunder War.
Oh,
from
okay.
Roy Odelay. This is a book that I am certain no one's reading because it has, because it's a big story. The One Above All shows up. The Living Tribunal is killed. It's also drawn by Mario Santoro. I don't want to end. I don't want to spoil the Thunder Wars conclusion, but let's just say that, like, you know, fathers and sons learn valuable lessons. Storm makes an enemy of a very powerful entity in the universe, and there's more to come. In fact, something even bigger and much more marketable and enticing. People might be more inclined to check it out if they see if Reddit were or Twitter were interested in spoiling the last page, but they don't read the book, so they didn't. Like, no, we spoil Absolute Wonder Woman. We spoil, Batman books. We don't spoil Storm. So that's actually great because you get an opportunity to read the damn thing. But yeah, it's fun. It looks great. Storm is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I saw people complaining that like Storm is like given crazy cosmic powers and that she can do no wrong and that she can't be beaten. And I'm like, when have they stopped doing that? Like, she's been doing that since the Morlocks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she's badass.
Like, she's a badass, and she's uncompromising. That's what she does. That's all she does. But yeah, looks great, well written, fun story. But it is the conclusion of the arc. But this is the end of the series as well until February, and I think it's going to get relaunched. I think that's at least the conceit at the end. They're promising the February of 2026 will continue this story. So, keep your eyes peeled and pre-order them books. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. But the Thunder War was cool.
Okay.
And your favorite Thunder God got the chance to do something awesome and have a like last act move. And no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about my favorite Thunder God. You know him as Horse Thor.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Beta Ray gets a cool moment.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
Because he always does, because Beta Ray Bill is the coolest.
The coolest.
He's the coolest. He's the best Thor.
There's none cooler.
I think so too. But okay, so finally you can talk about this book.
At long last, we come to it.
Yes, this book that captivated your imagination.
Captivated my imagination. Look at him. Look at this small boy. Look at him over here. he's over there. He's down there. Written by Kelly Thompson with art by Toki Tokoro. I mean, this promise that like Jeff would be leaving Wolverine, Luna, Snow, and Psylocke and off to somewhere with dinosaurs. Now, in my head, there's only one place
that has in
the Marvel universe with dinosaurs, and it's the Savage Land. And we basically, why do we end up there? Because Jeff flees as like Luna Snow is questioning if the other little tiny shadow creature is the shadow creature's child.
Yeah.
And so Jeff has a memory that the editor reminds us happened, in which he's talking with Elsa Bloodstone about not like Elsa being like, I'll never let anything hurt you, Jeff. And I was like, I've never felt more connected to Elsa Bloodstone than in this moment.
And you love that character.
I do.
You should have played her in the MCU.
Oh, but I'm just saying, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
this is the correct answer.
I agree.
And so upon thinking of her, that's where he goes. So yes, Jeff is kind of guiding some of these.
Okay.
And so he lands where she is, and she's in the Savage Land, and she's just like, oh, this is like bad timing,
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey, because there's like a giant T-Rex
Oh no.
coming for her. And there's a couple of really spectacular moments in this whole thing, right? One of which, of course, is the fact that they're being chased. Jeff's like, oh, and he goes in his little Jeff weird pocket and he pulls out a little like grenade looking thing, and it's
Okay.
from Deadpool. And she's like, well, I hope it's not something ridiculous.
Well, it is from Deadpool.
I mean, there's like a 50-50.
Right.
It's either effective or it's going to be ridiculous. And it was ridiculous. It hits him, and we get it's a birthday grenade, and we get the recreation of the Jurassic Park, when dinosaurs rule the earth kind of.
Yes, the T-Rex like hero moment.
Yes, exactly.
So awesome.
So obviously that doesn't work. Jeff pulls out one of the other gems he has, which has like a really like cartoony look to it, which then creates my favorite page, which is it turns them into cartoons. And so
it's great looking. Oh,
like,
they are very like, I don't know, almost Tsum like, but
they're just chibi and cute. And oh my god, the dinosaur is amazing.
Agreed.
She's amazing. I love all of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, needless to say, she reads the note that he's been running around with. Obviously there's some missing stuff. He uses some cave paintings on the wall, which I love that they're in the Savage Land. And so he ends up with a stick with like ash on it, and he makes cave paintings. And I'm like, that's so fun. Someone's gonna have to discover that sometime.
I hope so.
And so Elsa's like, all right, so she knows about the urns that they've talked about earlier, and they're gonna need to get those, but not before the T-Rex reappears and eats them. They're both swallowed.
Oh no.
And so she's like, wait, you have to use the little cartoon thing again. So they become cartoons, and then Elsa like makes a door, like she draws a door one. And they pop out, and the dinosaur runs away. And she is seemingly joining for the next issue.
Okay.
And I'm
why not?
All about it. What is Elsa doing?
Well, they're very connected, aren't they? I think like they are they like one of Jeff's first appearances involves her, or at the very least like they're
sure. Well,
there's like Monster Island and stuff.
I've completely like fallen off of playing Marvel Rivals, I won't lie.
Yeah.
And part of it was because I read something about something I already knew, but it was like weird to have it called out, which was just like the way in which they try to like keep you playing like forever, like with social media, and that really just bothered me. But that said, they should put Elsa Bloodstone in the game.
That's fair.
I would freaking love that. That would definitely put me back in. Right? I would just be like, well, you put her in, but it also looks like we might be getting Magic and Wanda, so I don't know if Elsa's not going to be there for a second and then bail
and then like hand the book off. Yeah,
but yeah, freaking so cute. Definitely worth it. Love the best thing about this is the cartoon stuff, but it's honestly the cover, like the image of Jeff wearing that adorable dinosaur costume. I love it. And I realized I probably should have bought it physical so I could have had that, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't do that.
So I read Wonder Woman.
We got a couple of Wonder Womans.
Yeah, there were what?
I say we got a couple of Wonder
We do have a couple of Wonder Womans. That's right. We have Prime Wonder Woman from Tom King and Daniel Sampour. This is Wonder Woman number 25, which continues Diana's journey against Mouse Man and his like small country he took over. This is really it's the speculators. Hopefully they picked it up because the beginning of or the first appearance of Matriarch, a new Wonder Woman villain that he invented. Tom King invented that can stand alongside the Sovereign.
Okay.
The Matriarch is, if you remember, in the beginning of this Wonder Woman series, there was a rogue Amazonian who killed a regular person and it triggered a big war that like no other book in DC referenced, that and we just forgot about her because Trinity was invented. Well, she had a kid, and that kid will be the Matriarch during Trinity's time as Wonder Woman.
Oh,
so we meet Eloise, the Amazonian who we haven't seen in like, I don't know, 20 issues or so.
Yeah.
And her infant daughter, and they are living within the Mouse Man's compound. And we've been shown like flash forwards to the Matriarch committing what Tom King is referring to, I believe, as the Wonder War, in which the Matriarch destroys Batman, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, and others. She's just so powerful and cool, and only Wonder Woman can save the day. That's what the book is.
Sure.
And
it's her book.
No, that's the thing, right? It's her book. It's her event that will take place in the future that might never happen. And yeah, like the art's great. I'm sick of the Mouse Man. I'm sick of the he has ears. He knows all. Like
he hears all.
Yeah, it's a lot of repetition, which is very inherent in any Tom King tone.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman has Trinity on her back as an infant. I really don't like that. Like, it's really irresponsible. Like, she enters into like a war zone. You know what I mean? And it's like, the safest place she could be is with Wonder Woman, but also like she's in a sewer and she goes underwater and she's like, hold your breath, Lizzie. And I'm like, she's an infant. She can't listen to you. She doesn't know to hold her breath unless it's like a biologically instinctive reaction. Like, it was very distracting.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't love it. The art's great.
Okay.
I think the matriarch looks cool, and my issues with this book have nothing to do with like the matriarch being so powerful that she can defeat Superman, which of course she does in the future. But also, like, it's fine.
Okay.
I wouldn't give it 100 issues.
Oh my gosh, would you stop?
But
would you stop with the 100 issues?
Well, I think he wants 100 issues.
Okay.
We're 25 in, a quarter of the way through.
All right.
The other problem is, and it's the problem with anybody who does a book that like where they're like, the real problem is like 15 years in the future. And I'm like, oh, where we're never going to be? Like, unless she steals the cosmic treadmill or something, the matriarch's never going to be a problem.
There's so many ways people can travel in time.
I know.
Within the comic book universe.
She could be at the end of the Trinity series and just piggyback off of one of the other Trinities. One of the 3 Trinities that are happening, which is a great book. The best Wonder Woman book on the stands is obviously Absolute Wonder Woman. But the second best is Trinity.
Okay, fair.
And this book, I'll give it its flowers in terms of like, it looks good and it has a direction and it's clearly thought out, but it is not solving the problem that is Wonder Woman.
It solves not the problem.
It does not solve the prime Wonder Woman problem.
Okay.
But that's okay, because another universe took care of that.
Wow. Wow.
Any more for you?
Yeah.
Great. Let's see it.
I got that one right there.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
I did not read this.
Well, that's your loss.
I know. I just didn't get a chance. I thought you should read it. You told me you read it, and I was like, well, then I'll let you talk about it.
I didn't think you remember this came out. This is the Twilight Zone. This has been put out by IDW. It's written by Dan Waters of Dark Patterns fame.
Hey.
With art by Morgan Beam. And yes. All right. Listen. If you don't know what the Twilight Zone is,
what?
It was, maybe they don't. It was like the heck's that show?
Black Mirror,
but
better.
But like black and white, right? It's like the basic idea for that has been done. You can literally take Black Mirror and you can draw a line back to the Twilight Zone, right? So black and white show dealt a lot with either weird things, but a lot of like social commentary type stuff as well.
Yep.
And this is telling essentially like untold stories. Like, just here's a story, like just one that Dan Waters has made up.
Yep.
And the whole thing's done in black and white as well, which I really love. Cool. It looks really cool. It opens like the Twilight Zone, where it's like opening and then like you don't see him, but it's Rod Sterling narrating the opening for us. And I would pitch this like, does anybody remember the series Silver Coin? That came out.
Comic book series.
Yeah, comic book series Silver Coin, where it was like a lot of times they were themed, but like each issue that came out was a different story written by a different person.
Right.
Had the same artist in that thing or in that like run, but like the idea was different story each time. That's what the Twilight Zone is going to be. It's going to be a different story each time, different writer, different artist on this.
Great.
Right?
So it's like watching the Twilight Zone.
Yes. And so like if you liked that idea, that formula of like one-shot story, I think you might like the Twilight Zone. I enjoyed it. It really was like a nice little like fun, like, oh my gosh, it's fall, as she's sweating while reading this. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
so
fall.
hot.
But like it was just fun, and it was an interesting commentary, and like it read like
it read authentically.
an episode. Yeah, it really did, without feeling too like old.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a nice modern retelling of this. This one focuses on a little bit about wealth, a little bit about maybe, you know, like what if somebody was like, you know, obsessed with like wanting to like keep living and like, but like wanted that for everyone because they're like, oh, I want to meet all these interesting people. And it's not definitely because I have a terminal disease. And like the fact that I'm like funding all these places and what they might owe me for that. And what if somebody had found something, but at the end of the day, that thing would then destroy the world.
Oh, cool.
Like, what would that person do?
Yeah.
Well, it's the Twilight Zone, so it's never a good. Well, that's not true. No, sometimes it is a good thing.
Yeah, because the Black Mirror one is also like it show the Black Mirror is like the pitfalls of technology, and it always ends bad. But like with the Twilight Zone, it didn't always have like a really messed up, terrible, sad ending.
Yeah. But this is like, I just say read it, check it out. Like again, like if this is something that appeals to you, trust me, like sometimes it's hard to imagine like, oh, but it was a show. Like, how does it translate? It actually translates really well because most of the episodes were like 30 minutes.
Yeah, they were easy to
not, you know, not actually because they were shorter than that.
Right.
So like it actually translates really well to a single issue. And it's really fun because I feel like, I don't know who the next creative team is, but like you get someone like Dan Waters on there. And it's just like, it's not
a great fun exercise.
It's a fun exercise for them, and it's not a big commitment. So there's an opportunity and a door like open there from like some creators you might love to be like, yeah, I'll do an issue.
Right.
Yeah, I got like one creepy story in me.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't fit with like, you know, mainstream books.
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting. I had such a good time reading it. And I recommend that you go and check it out. It's funny because right now IDW has like a few like scary books coming out. And I realize they're all IPs. So like there's the Event Horizon book. Different feel than this, right?
Yeah.
There's this, and then they also have that Sleepy Hollow book.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if you are a fan of Sleepy Hollow, I believe that's a like prelude or prelude,
a
prequel. I think that's what it is, or unless it's a return. I don't remember. If it's a before or after. But here's the thing: if you like Sleepy Hollow, you could check that out too, because they're just hitting all of these like kind of like not necessarily like super nostalgia. Like two of them are a little more nostalgia, and like Twilight Zone is just it's Twilight Zone, right? If you've been to Disney World, you got an idea what the vibe is up until you start falling up and down. This has nothing to do with that, right? But it's just
it is like a roller coaster.
I guess it is.
No, just trying to get on the cover.
Oh, okay. There you go. It's
a roller coaster. Comic Pop.
No, I think this is really good. I think this is a true honoring of the original idea for the show.
More so than the 90s revamp, because that was awful. Or the Jordan Peele version, because that was also awful.
For me, this is just, when I think of the Twilight Zone, I think of either like, you know, funny moments, like things that are like iconic, sometimes just for their over-the-top nature.
Yes.
But I also think of like a certain biting, like social commentary, and also just like at the time pushing the boundaries on like a what if scenario.
Yes.
And I think that's what you're going to find here without it like beating you over the head with social commentary. There's a lot more horror than I would, you know, say. Like it sets up something where it's just like, okay, like what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then, whoa, what's going to happen?
That's cool.
I don't know, really good. Had a great time with it. Art is really fun. Yep. And like the artist that they got clearly has experience working in just like gray tones.
Oh, great.
Because it is black and white, but it's not just black and white line art. It's black and white, painterly looking.
Love it.
You know, shading, all of it looks really good. So go check it out.
That's great. I just want to give a quick shout out. I do apologize to all the books that I didn't get a chance to read by this point. I don't want to shotgun books, you know, to the point where I don't really remember what happens in them. So these apologies go to a couple of titles, including like Beneath the Trees and Nobody Sees 2, you know, like the second chapter or whatever. I didn't get a chance to read that one. I didn't get a chance to read a couple of these things, like the Detective Comics series I like a lot. I didn't get a chance to read. There's a bunch of these. Oh, Black Cat, Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe. There's a bunch of books that I was like, oh my god, I didn't get a chance to read any of these. I didn't read the new Hawkeye book, which I wanted to check out at the very least, like just to see how it was going. So apologies to that, but I did get a chance to read the new history of the DC Universe. This one seems primarily by Dan Jurgens and Mark Waid. You know, obviously Waid has been using this book to kind of like reassess what DC continuity is. It's been a very interesting, and I found it to be and Doug Mankey, Norm Rapmund, and more on colors. it's been an opportunity for them to like kind of realign DC continuity and explain like what happened, what didn't happen. If you can believe it, this is probably the most choked because like everyone who works at DC or is working on this book was working on DC books at the time that they're referring to in this history.
Sure.
So like all that happened, definitely. Like whatever I wrote for Flash definitely happened. Whatever Dan Jurgens worked on definitely happened. Like it's very interesting to see the favoritism on display here. Like 0 Hour, oh, that definitely happened.
Right.
And Dan Jurgens gets to draw it again. There's a lot that like helps to truncate. It's so funny to see them summarize things that are very like they summarize the death and return of Superman in one page in a really spectacular fashion. They summarize Nightfall in one page. They need at least 2 or more pages to explain what the hell happened in Infinite Crisis. But 0 Hour, again, 1 page. 2000, Armageddon 2000, like one page. Like a lot of that was just like, this happened. It's very interesting just to see like what they pick and choose and how they align DC continuity and not explain. Like they're like, oh, the New 52 stuff happened, but like also not. It's read it and you'll see it reads really quickly and really like well organized, but also you'll go, wait, where does Cyborg fit into all this?
Right.
He's a founding member of the Justice League, but he would never have been a founding member of the Justice League. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's but there's big milestone influence in this one because it's set mostly in the 90s. And they're just like, here are Static and Hardware and Icon and Rocket. And then they went away and I don't know where they went. Like you haven't seen them in this like new continuity because they left or something. And I'm like, why put them in if you don't know if you can use them or not? It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Overall, just it's a very interesting book.
Absolutely.
It's fun to read.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. I hope it's helpful for some people.
Really quickly, I wanted to answer a couple questions. Just about the Sleepy Hollow thing. I was like, let me look it up. I have the internet at my fingertips. Folks asked if it is a sequel or if it's connected to the movie or the show. It's the movie.
Oh, the Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah, it is a sequel. It's set 15 years after the events of the movie. So if you loved the movie, you might want to check this out.
That's great.
I don't. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right, but like, it is a sequel to that. So if you're like, oh my gosh, loved that movie, loved the vibe.
Yep.
And you want to see what happened after.
Yeah. Oh, somebody mentioned in the chat they were like Bloodlines woo. Yeah, I was looking for the Bloodlines page. No Bloodlines page, but Hitman gets a mention, and they're like he was bit by an alien. So
there it is. There's your Bloodlines
That's
page.
Bloodlines. That's all of it.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, Invasion got a full half page at least, where they were like, oh, people carry the metagene. And so the Dominator showed up and they, abused people. And now we got metahumans and there's a whole bunch of them. But with Bloodlines, like Hitman, that's it. An alien bit him. And I love that because Garth Ennis hated that and didn't want to do that. He just wanted to introduce Hitman with no powers.
That's his forever contribution.
Yeah. Well, he loves Hitman and he just hates the fact that it had to be tied in with Bloodlines. And I love that, like, in the new history of the DC universe, they're like, so the only thing that did exist from Bloodlines is Hitman, and he definitely got his powers from that thing you hit.
That is how it was, and you can just whatever.
Deal. Absolute Wonder Woman
is a book that came out. No, I'm kidding.
It is. It's a book that came out, number 12, the end of the last arc.
It's written by Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman.
Yep. Wendy and company escape the maze, but also a lot of awesome action and character work takes place.
Yeah, really, like, honestly, good stuff in here.
It's just a great issue. It's a great superhero comic, and also really just authentically Kelly Thompson's Absolute Wonder Woman. Yeah. Like, Wendy never shifts, changes, compromises. She is that character.
There is a moment in this that made me realize how much, like, why I like this
version of her
so much. And it's not because it I bet 1,000% there's a moment like this. I'm sure that
there's 100 versions
in like the regular Wonder Woman like comics, but there's like a moment in this that I was just like, oh, the reason like this Wonder Woman is something to aspire to.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh,
like
no.
she is someone to aspire to, but isn't there to be like, I'm better than you, because like she doesn't even know. She just
Which Diana
does
doesn't
it.
do in this in the
No,
Prime
no,
universe,
no,
but she doesn't, she walks that line where she doesn't come across like that.
But this one is so authentic, like where she's like that was the last of my magic reserve. So like in her head, she's like, so we're down just the fundamentals. Fortunately, my fundamentals are quite strong, and she gets kicked in the back.
Yeah.
And like goes down, and she's like, thank you, goddess, for keeping me humble.
Right.
But she's not saying it sarcastically. She
Nope.
means it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, thank you for reminding me that like
I am not like all that.
Like that there are those that could,
Kick my ass.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like she's just so like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna do the right thing now because that's what
Mhm.
we do. And like, she gives Clea the opportunity to leave. Like she's like, you're an Atlantean.
Well, the reveal of Clea being Atlantean, which I guess I missed in the last issue, but like it was, what a fun reveal. What a great
I don't think we knew
opportunity.
she was Atlantean.
Yeah.
I didn't remember knowing that, but I think you could probably piece it together, which I just wasn't thinking about with the fish people and the tribe.
Well, I didn't look at it like
There's
I
a
didn't
lot
look
of
at it as a
things.
mystery. It was just, but it was so fun and like such a great use of that like mythology.
Yeah.
And then there's the EO of it all.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what I love about with Clea is the fact that she's like, I'm gonna save you, and I'm gonna hope that you're not like this out there.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna hope that you're better than than this.
But if you're not, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh no, she's like, but if you're not, then that's my problem. I created this problem, and I'll have to deal with it.
Yes.
Then. Like she's like, I have to take responsibility for this. Me hoping that she'll be better.
Right. Like
and not
that
just like, well, good luck.
She recognizes that's a risk. It's not just like I release this mass murderer into the world, and that's because I refuse to kill them, and I just hope that they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Great looking art, by the way. There's a beautiful moment that I think that's her. I think that's that moment where it's like just a head-on image of Diana. She's got like cuts and bruises, and it is great.
Yeah,
it's a good-looking book.
It's really good stuff. I like the fact that Ferdinand with like the siren, like he like clearly.
Yeah, she's like freaking out, and
because she's scared.
She's scared, but she like everyone in the haven is like ah.
And he's just like, okay, it's okay, it's okay.
No, the thing about that you mentioned about like how she's like something to aspire to, like there's a reason why she invented the Hall of Justice. And the reason why the first and only crossover from the Absolute Universe will be Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. She's the Superman of this universe. Certainly, Superman isn't someone to aspire to or believe in this world. Not yet, anyway. Though, if you look at, I think the new Superman book, I don't remember which book it was. I think it's the new Superman book. He might be a problem.
Oh, I want to stick on this right now. I love when Clea, like they're talking about the fish people that she's with them, and like in that, like
that she eats them,
that they eat their limbs.
Yeah.
And she's just like, they know that how else will we survive that? They know that's an honor. And like Diana's response to that with like, the names will give things in order to make them seem reasonable. Yeah. And I'm like,
good line.
It's so good. Such a good line. Amazing. But yeah. So then of course, like, this is that moment you're talking about where she's like, they're looking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fish guys celebrating as the water's pouring in.
You're like, oh, water. Yeah.
It's great. And it's like, I don't know what's going to happen with that character. I don't know if she'll prove to be a problem or not. But like in that moment, like, Clea like accuses her of like, it's trick, it's this. And it's like, that's her showing what she would do.
Yes.
Right. And it just being so wrong. Like she's like, no, this is like,
no, I cracked a hole open and I filled the place with the Pacific Ocean.
It's just, she's authentic.
I'm here to save you.
Like she's authentic. But I love that, EO leaves and it's like,
she's immediately hit with like a friggin' thunderbolt. And you're like, oh, did Zeus just mess with things?
I just love Steve being like, okay.
Yeah.
But
no,
not at all. She is returned, and she goes to Themyscira.
What a beautiful sequence, by the way. She's like brought before Hippolyta. And she's like, I saw your daughter.
Yeah. But I love this version of Hippolyta. She's really cool looking.
She is cool looking.
Like the whole thing.
Sad. It's really sad. It's beautiful and happy because she's like, my daughter's alive. Ring the bells.
Yeah,
like they have a bell waiting for like, if we get news about Diana.
No, I think they just ring the bell for other things.
No, she's like ring the bell because Diana's returned.
I think it's just like ring, like it's probably in celebration. Then she goes to the balcony and she yells about it.
Yeah, but that's gonna be really sad. because Cersei's her mom.
I know.
But
I know. I'm
Hippolyta
very
is like, I miss my daughter.
Yeah.
And it's like she has a right to her. And it's like what a beautiful problem this is going to be.
And I am wondering, like, if Thompson doesn't have something to say about that too, like, who's your mom?
Yeah.
Like, who's your mother? I don't know. I am really looking forward to that. And what I'm hoping for is we don't see Cersei fall.
No.
I do think it'd be very easy to do that.
Easy, yes.
But I'm just gonna trust Thompson as a writer, not to be like to do what I want her to do.
No,
but to like be able to
do a more challenging
hold my hand and take me through whatever story she wants to do. And of course, if you didn't stay through the credits page, there was like a post credits page sequence where we talk with Dr. Poison, and there's another reveal of
I didn't see this.
Of another character. Wait, really?
No, I missed this.
I told you had to read past. There's literally post credits.
You did.
Where Poison like is threatening, and what the heck? I can't remember what this woman's name is. I never can.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like or we'll get you a new suit, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that we're in Project 40 or Area 41. And we see a bunch of things. We see the indication of like Cheetah's tail. I think that's supposed to be, I guess, Giganta there. Some sort
crocodile
of
man.
Crocodile woman, maybe.
Crocodile girl.
The shape of water over here. And then we come to the reveal of
Absolute Zatanna.
Absolute Zatanna.
Yes.
So yay.
Oh boy. Yeah. Which you were like, Thompson was talked a lot about Zatanna in her interviews when you were preparing to do the first volume on back issues.
Yes.
And here it is.
Yeah,
paid off in 12 issues.
Exactly. Hooray.
Yep.
Also, we see that there are going to be some fun pumpkin spicy steamy variant covers coming.
That's cool.
This freaking
Nightwing one. Oh my god.
this butts of pumpkin. Oh my god. No, I really like the one for Wonder Woman where she's like a witch and Cheetah is like a little cat.
Yep.
The cat is so cute. And then Catwoman.
It's great.
So cute.
It really captured fall.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really great stuff. I was so taken by that.
Yeah.
That Nightwing pumpkin cover. I'm like, Yep. Okay.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
And then finally, one of the most divisive books of the week, according to social media, is Ultimate Spider-Man 21 from Jonathan Hickman and David Messina. This is one of the last issues of the series.
Yeah. Yes.
And we are holding fast and hard to the month jump.
Mm-hmm.
In this story, we find out a lot about Mr. Negative.
Yep.
And who he is, and his relationship with his sister, who is a Mysterio.
Yep.
And the use of his powers and his abilities and how he ends up inadvertently tapping into a member of the inner circle within the Mysterios, and then sets a little plan of his own in motion. You want to talk about it more?
Oh,
shall we review? Shall we share, or should we just
share our thoughts, or share what happens?
Share what happens.
Oh, well, additionally, we should also mention that there's for Jonah and
and Ben, yeah,
and Ben,
that's right.
In which like they're clearly going to launch their
attack. Their big press attack. Well, because Hickman's like, oh right, like my favorite part of the book, and the book's almost over. I got to do something about Ben and Jonah. And what they basically say is, a lot has happened. The universe is too big, and there's really very little that we can do about it, as it turns out. So, like, let's hope that we get to be a footnote.
I didn't see it as that. I saw them being like they completely could see what the story was, but there's just so many moving pieces to it that if they came out with all of that,
it would get cloudy.
No one would read it.
Listen,
It'd be too much.
Yeah, we got to focus on one thing.
Yeah, you got to pick one thing and go with it. I'm like, I like that. Like just these newsmen being like, all right, how do we start
unplug this?
Yeah, how do we start like taking down?
Yeah, and I mean,
this House of Cards.
If I didn't know this book was ending, if I didn't know this universe was coming to an end, or presumably based on conjecture and hearsay, I would be very excited about the direction of these things, and I would allow for an entire issue explaining to me who Mr. Negative is, or a Spider-Man cameo in his own book.
But that's not fair now, is it? Right? Because that's meta reading. Instead of just appreciating the issue that's here, because like I think everything that happened in this issue had to happen. I think the timing on it is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But if it came any earlier, it would it would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, we could have skipped the Sandman story.
Sure.
Like, when you know that the book is over and you take inventory of what you've done and you cashed in on what you were selling, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of good favor was given to this title because of the art, which featured a Spider-Man in his mid-30s with a family. And if you were to tell them, oh, by the way, only like a quarter of the book will be that. Like, mostly it's going to be like Harry and Gwen and like meeting villains that don't matter, and like maybe Spider-Man will do something. I don't know. It'll be mostly about like his son being Venom. Like, I think people be surprised, and maybe they wouldn't be giving it as much of its good favor as they did initially. Like, which I think I said when it first launched. I was like, don't get too excited about the promise of this being like the alternate Amazing Spider-Man. You know, just because it says Spider-Man doesn't mean that we know who these people are. I think that it's a testament to how good it is, because I wish there was more. You know, I want more. I want it to be fleshed out. I would, and I have, like, there's been whole issues of just one conversation that affects one thing in the book, and it's been great.
Yeah.
But also, there's a half-life to it, and you gotta pick and choose now. And that's a shame, because there's really no reason to do that, because it's not like sales are in a slump or anything, and it's not like Hickman's even dictating what's happening anymore. So, like, why do we have to end it? Or if we are going to end it and you need it to end now, you know, why do we need to do this? I could imagine it being similar to if Hickman had ended Krakoa when he wanted to, and people being like, but I have all these stories that I want to tell.
Well, but though, like, this is his story, though.
This is his story, yes.
So, like, if he wants to end it at 24, then his story is done,
right?
And so, like, if your argument is that you're annoyed that there's no Spider-Man in your Spider-Man book,
which, yeah, a little bit.
But, like, are you not also the person who says that Spider-Man is also not just himself, but he's also his cast of supporting characters?
Absolutely.
So do we not need to know about those supporting characters?
Mr. Negative ain't a supporting character.
We have learned so much about all the other villains and where they're at, and he's the only one.
The Mysterio ones?
The Mysterio, we've been dealing with Craven, we dealt with Mole Man.
Yeah. And then we killed all of them off, like, practically off panel in this one issue.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, we got all of their info.
Yeah, which has been, but they didn't dedicate a whole issue to each of them.
Okay. But the whole issue is about that, but it's also about, like, Owlsley. Is that his name?
Yeah, Owlsley.
Yeah, okay. I question it every time, and I'm like, is it really that?
Yeah, it's like Octavius. Like, is that your real name?
Yeah, but he's, like, in this, he's not Owlfiend.
No. Well, is it
Wesley?
I think it's Wesley. And Wesley is
Wait, I'll just look at it. Yeah, it's James Wesley. It's not Owlsley.
No, it's not Owlsley.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew I was wrong about that. You made me think I was.
You said Owlsley first, and Owlsley is a character who contends with the Kingpin.
Wesley. It's Wesley. Anyway, I'm literally looking at the credits page now.
Yeah.
Or like the character page now.
But yeah, we also, like, offhandedly reveal the bullseyes too, where it's like, oh crap, it's over. Let me make a comment about how we make these bullseyes and stuff.
Well, so, like, I don't know. This just didn't feel out of place for me, other than because if I was meta reading it, I'd be like, wow, we only have like a couple more issues left. But, like, if I'm just reading it, I'm like, it's good storytelling.
Yeah.
It shows that it's like there is going to be multiple levels of upheaval coming for all characters. You know, now Mr. Negative is, you know, going to become a serious problem for a lot of people. You know, we show a massive explosion at the end. We don't know
who dies in the Mysterio bombing.
Right? You can already see that, like, you know, Harry goes and talks to Otto.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't know who else to talk to right now.
Right. That's a fantastic conversation.
I love that, because Otto's just like, I mean,
you need to get a divorce.
Have you considered a divorce though?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, and like, it's been a month since, I guess, MJ clocked Gwen. What does that mean? What happened?
Right.
Like, how did that affect everyone's relationships? I have no idea.
It doesn't seem to have probably affected Harry.
I don't know
as much. Like, he clearly wants to keep.
He just wants to make sure it all stays together.
He wants there to be some sort of balance there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a problem with this, but I also recognize that I'm not a typical Spider-Man reader.
Right. And it's a book that, like, I think was sold as, it wasn't sold as anything, but the audience made it into an alternative to Amazing Spider-Man because it came out during one of the most reviled Spider-Man runs in the 20th century, or 21st century. And so, and Marvel being Marvel, they leaned into it. They were like, yeah, make more variant covers, show them together. Look at that.
So here's what I think is interesting, right? Because it's like this issue is kind of like, now we won't get super into the Alien series that just came out. Alien Earth,
yeah, Alien Earth, because we saw the finale
and we weren't a fan.
Yeah.
Well, at least I wasn't a fan.
No, I haven't seen a worse season finale
it was
since Ted Lasso.
It was really not very good. But this issue is kind of like the episode where we're in space and we tell that story.
Yeah.
Where it's just like we're dealing with one character, but he's not really the main character.
Right.
Like he's a main antagonist.
Yes.
But we loved that.
Yeah.
Even though you knew you only had so many of those.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, but it was a completely necessary episode.
And it was just a great episode.
Yeah, and I felt like this was a really good issue.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was very much needed. I think for
needed.
I do think for a lot of people too, like it's so funny how much this is like, whenever I see Mr. Negative, that to me is one of the ultimate, like, boy, that video game really cemented him as like a main antagonist of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, he's the only good thing that came out of Brand New Day. That's why he's being.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's been around. I'm sure he's been in other things. But I think a lot of people have that association with him now.
Yeah. Well, because again, like more people played that video game than read comic books.
Yeah. But like, I actually loved watching this all like fall apart for these characters, and like right now, like. From this, all I can think of is like Kingpin has no idea.
No, it's great. It's actually funny.
Or he does.
He's really that good at it.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if it's Wilson Fisk, he should know what he's doing. It was good to see Gwen surprised because F her. And I mean, like, again, if there were 30 issues left, I would feel like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
The fact that it was like one of the last, I was like,
but I do wonder, like, when it all ends.
Oh, maybe it'll all work out.
No. I'm just saying that this issue in the long run, like, we're talking about it right now, right? And it's like right now, I can imagine fans out there being like, I want to read about Ultimate Spider-Man because I know there's a ticking clock.
Well, that's true.
As opposed to later on when you'll be like, you know, this is a great run.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, it all worked out because I'm holding it. And I know that like
the writer or the creative team got to tell their story.
Right. But it's like, I definitely understand that feeling of like, you only have so many pages left. Why is Spider-Man in the background panel?
Yeah.
Of a fight that's going on.
Right. That I would like to know. And I really don't want the next issue to just be that fight, but for a whole issue.
Now, I do wonder if that Venom being the center of that is an indicator of what's to come after.
Yeah, no, I deeply fear that Ultimate Spider-Man will end and the next book will be Ultimate Venom and Peter will die and then it'll be about Richard.
Well, that's them saying it's okay, you can stop reading.
It definitely is. That would definitely be my flag to say, oh, it's over.
Listen, that's happened to me before where the book goes like,
oh, you mean like Flash? Like where it's like, oh, you don't have to read Flash anymore.
No, that came to an end.
That ended,
That ended, and we all knew I was reading and why I was trying it in the first place, and I just kind of enjoyed it,
exactly,
right? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I thought this was a really like tense issue for sure.
Yes.
I really didn't know where it was going. You know,
everyone's authentic and it reads well.
It's so funny because it was like reading through his history. I was like, why are we telling, like, as it was happening? And then when I put together, like, when we see the people in the Mysterio room and then we see that, like, that last flashback, I'm like, oh, I literally went, oh, like, oh, what?
Yeah, no, that's great. It was all justified. And it was actually
like, we don't have to say it. It's just there.
It's all just there. That's right. So yeah, I mean, I get why people were upset.
I get both sides.
You know, but well, I don't know if I haven't heard anybody say it was good except for you. But
I get my side. Then.
I know. I'm just saying it was well written, but it raised some concerns, which is like Because again, you're like, why would you artificially end it anyway? Like,
so I don't
Absolute is like, we're doing this until
But
the end of
I
the
don't
universe.
think he is artificially ending it. I think this is the story he wanted to tell.
Right, no, but I'm saying the universe is ending.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, like,
the whole thing, like, because if Hickman's done, sure, give it to Chip Zdarsky, give it to friggin' Dennis Camp, like, let everybody go ahead and do what the hell they want.
yeah, but like, so, and this is one of those
except
instances,
that, like,
though,
we saw what Dennis Camp does with Ultimate Spider-Man, and he's awful at it.
But I'm just saying, like, this is one of those instances where I do feel like, someone could try and take it over, but like Hickman had a plan.
Yes.
And like, I don't think this is like he's coming up with this month to month. Like, he had a plan and he has executed that plan. And I think in another writer's hands, it would just seem strange.
It would. It already has. But I also think that with Hickman's situation, because I would only want to read about Hickman's opinion of how to deal with like the love triangle with Uncle Ben and Jonah, or quadrant. I don't know. There's 4 of them, but like there's that. But at the same time, Hickman didn't even want to write the book in the first place. Like, he wanted Zdarsky to write it.
Yeah.
But Chip, the more they talked about it, Chip said, "You have an idea."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested in that idea alone. They want to do a married Spider-Man. I know a great place where they can make that happen that doesn't involve the Ultimate Universe. It's called Amazing Spider-Man, and you can do it at any point.
Exactly.
Even Tom DeFalco agrees with us. But yeah, so with that in mind, what's your book of the week?
Oh, it's Flash.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice of Flash to get its flowers.
It's the last time I'm going to be able to do that, but legitimately, I felt like it did earn it. Like, I absolutely loved Absolute Wonder Woman. I loved It's Jeff. I loved Twilight Zone. I enjoyed, like, every book I read this week. I had such a good time with it.
Yeah.
But Flash just like got me. Like, it just really, I thought it was a really excellent ending to the run, and it was just a nice, like, Spurrier just being like, this is it. This is what I was trying to do the whole time.
Right. This is what I was saying.
I just wanted to like give Wally a reason to like grow up a little,
right?
Or to become more healthy.
Be more healthy is more.
Yeah, and I really liked that quite a bit.
Well, I'll give it to Absolute Wonder Woman because it's always a great book. Close contender with Superman because it was just such a great looking book that was fun to read. But Absolute Wonder Woman is just a triumph every time.
Sure.
So yeah, jumping into some super chats before we get to our recommendations. I assume you still can't get those super chats.
No, I got them.
Okay, great. Well, let's have a look-see what we've got, shall we?
Sorry, I was agreeing with someone in the chat who said that they think in the future Spurrier's run will be seen as underrated.
I think so.
And I agree with that.
I hope so anyway.
I do too. See, I did it.
You did do it. So here we go. Garmanarnar says, have you seen Haunted Hotel on Netflix? It's like Gravity Falls without the censors.
I have not.
I've never heard of it.
Admittedly, and I would not try it.
No, sure.
But there is something about them having to work around the censors.
Yeah, that made it more creative and innovative.
That made it more like just different.
Yeah, I agree.
Matt Fisher says, the Spider-Man comic with no Spider-Man. So I guess the Ultimate Universe is sticking around with Ultimate Daredevil. The last Endgame issue better have an assemble moment. Dr. Brahms, LOL.
I would love that. I mean, I've heard that Ultimate Daredevil's coming. That'd be fine by me. I would also be happy to switch gears and like drop Spider-Man and take over Daredevil. Matt Fisher says, meet Stan, the grammar robot. I built him all by myself. If you misuse language, he'll contact you.
He'll correct you.
He'll correct you. That's right. That's ungrammatical, he'll say.
Catler will defend for treat says, why can't AI do my taxes? Oh, because it's a scam and unreliable. There will be consequences. And so, and we as a society treat art as disposable consumption. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
No, AI should be doing things
the
like
things
that.
we don't want to do.
Yes.
They should be bagging groceries. They should be, because apparently we have to do that.
I just want you to clean my house.
Yeah, clean my house properly because the Roombas are garbage. Mow my lawn. Do my taxes. Yeah, that's right. Thorn Identity, welcome back, man. Tiffany, can you recommend an idyllic sit around and chill video game? Immersive but not combative, like sailing or fishing or something chill.
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, you've played a bunch of those.
I'd have to think about that.
Yeah,
though.
well, think about it.
I will. All right, you keep reading things. I'm gonna. You just do the work.
Yeah, I'll
me.
just do that. I'll be the AI. Time 480. How do you feel about the idea going around that Batman is crazy, or insane lunatic a-hole, I think it's really off base, and you could argue that this superficially about any larger-than-life character. He also goes on to say, plus Denny O'Neil himself said there is a difference between obsession and insanity. Obsessed the man is, but he is the fullest, but in the full possession of his mental and moral faculties. Morrison said similar things. I think that it's reductive to say that Batman is crazy. I think it's easy and it's a fun joke to make. But like at the end of the day, if like you're James Gunn and you're creating a new universe and you say, oh, Batman's a lunatic asshole, then you're already, cutting your nose to spite your face. Like you're hurting your bottom line and yourself. I like the idea of Batman being like, he's damaged, but everyone would be crazy to put on a mask and go do what they do. So yeah.
Okay.
Max M, any recs for some great female-led starter comics, preferably trades? My girlfriend wants to get into them, but I worry I'm too deep in continuity soup. Well, look no further than Absolute Wonder Woman. It's a fantastic series, ground floor. You don't need to know anything about these characters until eventually she's going to cross over with things, and there's going to be a big fight with Darkseid at some point. So, like, keep out for that. But while you're on the subject, you can pick up that. But start a comic with a female lead. I mean, you liked the beginning at the very least of Something's Killing the Children, which I believe has a female-led character.
Yes, absolutely.
Horror base.
Yes. So I had like a gut reaction to an idea for a game for this, but then I realized it was also horror.
No.
But I was like, Dredge. Dredge is like a fairly chill game. Like there's like a bit of a time
looming.
It's got like a time of like sort of component to it, but not like there is just something very relaxing about playing that game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of on your own schedule, except for the inevitable Lovecraftian horrors that may or may not come from you.
Of course.
But like I just really enjoy that game. But I'm trying to think of something that's a little more like cozy relaxed and not what I apparently think is cozy relaxed.
Yeah.
So, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's a great game that we played recently that was like game of the year. It's not a PC game, unfortunately, but it's that little robot.
Astrobot? Yeah, but that's not like chill.
It's pretty chill.
No, the immersive but not combative, like sailing or fishing or something chill. I went too far. I've gone too far with this whole thing.
It's true. You may have gone too far in a few places.
It's so true.
While you continue to look for things, Marius Patrick says, are you excited for DC's Satanic Panic one-shot? I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming it's the Halloween special.
Yes. I don't know what it is, but yes.
But that sounds like something up your alley.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm here for it.
Sir Lawrence, Batman Digital Justice on back issues. I've had that book my whole life, and I read someone, and I need someone to tell me how to feel about it because I've never known. I mean, I would love to do that. That'd be a lot of fun. I have it myself. It's always been a curiosity of mine because it was in a Batman book that helped like begin and introduce me to the Batman world. I'm
kind of looking through my Steam account too.
That's a good idea.
There's Firewatch.
Okay, Firewatch.
That's like more story based.
Yes,
has nothing to do with fishing though.
No, but if you're in the fire tower.
Yeah, but it is immersive for sure.
There we go.
My Steam account is just a nightmare.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, Firewatch. Check out Firewatch. Let's see here. Cal Burns says, "Hey guys, just wondering if you have any fight predictions for DCKO Fight Month. I have a suspicion we're going to get Red Hood versus Joker one shot. That'd be interesting. I think it's going to be Red Hood versus Batman, but we'll see. I have no predictions whatsoever.
Okay,
I'll have to look at the bracket.
Yeah,
we could do like a special. Like when the first issue comes out, which I think is soon, we'll do like a little thing where we're like, okay, here's what we think about the bracket. Here's what we think's going to win at the end.
Yeah, that's fair. Dave the Diver, maybe. It's really funny.
Is that one that we played where it's like,
it's like part undersea fishing, but then also part manage a sushi restaurant.
Yes, Dave the Diver.
Such a weird game.
Yes, but I could see getting lost in it and just playing it for hours. Oh, you know what I would recommend also?
What?
Supermarket Simulator.
Oh yeah, if you like any of those simulator games, some of those you can play with friends, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm still looking. Oh, go ahead. You want me to?
I just don't want to bogart the.
You're not
super
bogarting.
Here. Frank says, got back into Flash after the art changed and really enjoyed Size Run. I think Wally fans judge too harshly because we've been traumatized 15 years. Yeah, no, it's true. You have. And I understand if you see like, there's survivor's guilt and there's postpartum trauma, you're getting, I completely understand that concern.
I would also recommend, this has nothing to do with anything that you recommended other than it is cozy and somewhat immersive, but there's a little game out there called Tiny Bookshop.
Oh yeah.
You literally you have a little traveling cart like that is attached to your car, and you go to this small coastal town, and you literally just set your books up for the day and you try to match the area to the books. The books are real.
The books are real.
The books are like the titles when they
pop up.
You
can actually get them?
Yeah, like you look at it and then like it gives you a description of it, and sometimes you have to recommend books to people. But like things like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like The Search is in there.
What?
There are certain comics that are in there. And I'm like, whoa!
That's amazing.
When they pop up, I'm like, oh my God, I know
crazy.
what that is. I know if I can recommend that to someone or not.
That's awesome.
It's stupid and it's fun.
I love that.
I'm still, you want me to read one?
Sure.
While I'm waiting.
This is Bear Farmer.
I'm still looking. Bear Farmer says Tom King wants to do 100 issues of any character, Marvel or DC, and you have the rights. Who do you give him and why?
I mean, it depends on what his, you look, if you're an editor or you're picking the character, the reality is you got to think about the creator's strengths.
Elsa Bloodstone
with Tom King. Yeah, that'd be great.
100 issues.
100 issues.
100 years. You've never seen a run like that.
No, that's true. 100 issue run of Elsa Bloodstone. Do you call the book Elsa's Bloodstone? Do you call it Bloodstone? What do you call the book?
I don't know.
All right.
I haven't figured
Some
it out.
editor you are. You got to be able to pitch these things. These people don't have time.
I guess it's just Bloodstone.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'd be great.
What do you got? What's your pitch? What about you? You're the editor. Come on.
Winter Soldier.
What?
Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. Sure. Just want to make it super obvious.
Well, Hulkzilla says, Absolute Wonder Woman keeps going strong. Has me excited for what comes next. Love that you guys posted a very relevant short afterwards. OOW Pop CMOC. I was going through my archives. I have like a timeline of about 2 hours of shorts that because I pull deleted moments from episodes and just throw it into its own timeline. And I've just been trying to like get through the backlog. And I came across that one and I'm like, oh my God, the Zatanna has dropped.
Yeah.
I'll put that out now. So I'm glad I did that too. So thank you very much. If you haven't already checked it out, we have a lot of shorts from back issues on the main channel for ComicPop.
There you go. Someone in chat recommended A Short Hike. I've heard of it. I've never played it.
Sounds like it's up your alley.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends. I mean, like I could say Coffee Caravan, but that is not chill.
No.
Like that's the one where you're a little like isometric kind of looking person and you just run a coffee shop. That's what I'm talking about. Where it's like that if I ever was like going to go to like get a loan to open a coffee shop, I'd be like, well, here's my Steam hours. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know how it works. I have never made an espresso in real life. So it's fine though. It's all good. I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Dante Cook says, I cannot wait to pre-order the Absolute Wonder Woman Omnibus when it finally drops. Yeah, whenever that is. I also agree with you.
Dan B900 says, I'm not a fan of the pacing of Ultimate Spider-Man now. When it ends at 24, 20 felt dragged out to me. 21 with focusing on Mr. Negative. I felt like a detour, just no time.
Yeah, I mean, I wish there was more. That's my note. Please make more.
Please make more. Thank you so much.
Typical Spider says the new Marvel Zombies book is fun. It's a look at how the Avengers form and other origins because of a zombie apocalypse. Fun premise. That is a fun premise. I never even heard of it, honestly. Peacemaker Season 2 is so great and had big appearances and reveals from the last episode. Gunn says it leads right into Man of Tomorrow. I've heard that as well. Yeah, we haven't caught up on any of it. I think we've seen 2 episodes of that show.
I was just looking at someone else's list of like sort of other things. I'm like, what am I missing? And someone mentioned Dorf Romantic, that weird game I picked up with like putting tiles and you're trying to like you got to like match tiles to certain things. I was playing it and Ethan was like, okay, wait, how does this work?
Yes, I remember that now.
Like Ethan was so into what I was doing and being like, oh yeah, okay, no, I wouldn't do that though. Right. Put that there. Yeah. But that was like fun, but it's more like it's not necessarily a chill immersive game whatsoever. Let's see. Dammy900 back to say, kept saying Endgame is the most radical comic since Crisis on Infinite Earths, plus Hickman being gone after Ultimate Spider-Man 24 is concerning. I'm done after USM 24.
If Hickman leaves and Camp is the architect, then I'm done with the Ultimate Universe.
That's fair.
Just bar none.
Very fair.
Typical Spider. Also, I just bought Wonder Woman Dead Earth after watching the back issues. You guys have hit such an amazing stride with the show. It's great and selling books. Thank you. I hope so. Though that episode did come out 3 years ago, we do appreciate your support. And yes, I'm hoping we're selling books. That's what we want to do.
Oh, absolutely. A couple of things. Again, these are just things I have a lot of hours in. Not necessarily super chill, but Stardew Valley. It is chill, but it's also not. Freaking love Stardew Valley.
I know you do.
Vampire Survivor.
There's nothing chill about Vampire Survivor.
There's nothing chill about Vampire Survivors whatsoever.
Yep.
But that is such an you just like you
drop
one,
in.
It's one button.
Yeah.
It's a thumbstick. That is it.
That's true.
That is it. But it is also not chill. It is wild. What a wild, weird game. And I love it.
I agree.
Bear Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Bear Farmer says opinions. Speed run Peacemaker Earth X reveal. Marvel Zombies. Are you even watching? Are you even watching Gen V? If so, God, I miss the Absolutely channel.
Yeah, no, we're not watching Gen V. We're not watching Peacemaker anymore. We're not watching Marvel Zombies.
We're gonna watch. Are we done watching Peacemaker?
I mean, I'm not, but like we just haven't. We just haven't.
Okay, that's.
But
fair.
yeah, I have not watched any of those. I heard about Marvel Zombies. I heard it's good. I like the trailer. I don't care. And you know the animation is like, boo. But
that's fair.
But I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's okay.
I love how checked out everybody is too. Like Elizabeth Olsen was asked about it. She's like, "Oh, did that come out? I recorded that like 10 years ago."
Wow.
Like I love how everyone's just like, "I don't care anymore." I was really excited when like people liked it, but now I don't really care.
Okay.
David Schutz, thank you very much for your support. Or Schultz. Back issues is great. Off the Rack is better. My only gripe about back issues is I wish there was more variety of DC stories. Too heavy on Batman, Superman lately. Well. We did a Daredevil episode that did real shit numbers. So you can imagine there'll be a lot more Batman and Superman going forward because people don't care.
That's not true. There's going to be something coming out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with this week's episode because that'll be a real litmus test. Nothing to do with DC, though.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have been a part of that.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad I brought you in for that one. That was a lot of fun.
It's a good group.
Exactly.
Good group.
All right, this one's you.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Met Tom King yesterday at LACC and talked to him about my favorite series of his, and he got really excited about me reading Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman. Glad he's enjoying himself. Lol.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's a really good book. It's very like outside of his wheel. You know, like it's not his kind of book. So it's like it's a fun departure for him. So I think he's having a good time writing it. And I think he wasn't expecting people to like, respond to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Hayden Hamilton says, Absolute Wonder Woman is versus Wonder Woman Dead Earth, Fight and Preference. Oh, Preference.
Sorry.
The
Made me to laugh.
I don't have a preference. I would not want to see more Dead Earth.
Okay.
I love Dead Earth as it is. It's not my definitive Wonder Woman. It's just an awesome story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to fight. And Absolute Wonder Woman wouldn't fight her.
Oh, Abzu. I've heard of this game. I think it's just underwater. You're just swimming around. There's no death. There's no timer.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my answers.
Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
The rest of the show will be Tiffany looking for video games.
Well, it's my favorite thing.
That's your thing. That's what you do.
That's my thing.
That's right. I don't remember Abzu.
I've never played it, but I've seen it 1,000 times. It's like a chill underwater. Underwater freaks me out a little bit. Like I love swimming. Underwater things stress me out, so it wouldn't be necessarily like not stressful to me. But my understanding is it's like you just kind of
serene.
You kind of just you're exploring.
That's like we played a game once where you do that where you scuba and you were like, no,
that's true. Well, there was a shark and we had to fight it. That wasn't just a scuba game. There was a shark.
All right.
Do you remember the shark?
Of course, that was awesome. That was the reason we played it.
That was. What's wrong with all of you? You're all like, no, it's fun. And I'm like, it is not fun. It is not fun. It is not fun. Dante Cook saying, ComicPop family, are you getting ready for the Halloween back issues episode? Like every episode, I can't wait for it to drop. I appreciate you. And yes, we are.
We are working on that.
I did put out a tweet, which I think I should just put a poll out on Instagram where don't put it in the comments. I won't see it right now. But like, you know, like
She wants to know what you think she should do.
we already have some thoughts.
Yeah.
But I just like, I just wanted to get
Well, if everybody says one book, it's like, oh, well, that's.
well, I guess we'll just do that.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, pitch me your back issues. You know,
Yeah.
Halloween book.
I know the book, but I doubt she'll do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. So
I love that for us.
Yeah, right. It's great.
I love that for me.
Let's recommend some books that are coming out this week.
Like, I'm just like, I don't know what Sal thinks I should do.
Yeah, it would. It'd probably do really bad, but it would be really fun to do, and I think it's worth doing because I think we need to do more. Like, you know,
Okay.
I'm sick of being bullied by the algorithm.
Oh, but you just said we were going to be bullied by the algorithm.
We are bullied by the algorithm. It's been 12 years, and we've never been able to do what we want. Go ahead, recommend this book that I hate.
Absolute Superman number 12 is coming out, so I will check that out.
Batman 2. Remember?
Oh yeah, right. They reset the numbers.
Yeah, Batman number 2.
I forgot about that. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping reading the Absolute Green Lantern book. I'm sorry.
Sorry, GL.
Ultimate Wolverine number 10 is dropping, so I'll definitely be grabbing that, as well as Ultimate X-Men number 20. Excited for that.
Amazing Spider-Man 13. Looks like we're finally going back to space. That'll be great. I look forward to that. Absolute Evil number 1 is coming out. I read a very complicated...
Hands in, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Read a very complicated explanation of what this is supposed to be. Again, I'll just read it and see what the hell they're talking about. Let's see here. Birds of Prey 26. The book is ending. In no small part to the fact that I stopped reading it issues ago.
It's your fault.
It is my fault. Justice League, the Omega Act special number 1, as I understand it, is essential reading. I've been told this by TikTokers. I've been given this book for free. Apparently, it's like the prelude to DCKO. If you want to know what's happening in DCKO, you must read Justice League, the Omega Act special number 1, a book I never knew existed until this morning. Spider-Man Noir is getting a relaunch, which I'm excited to see. That's interesting. X-Men's getting that thing. They're doing that thing with what's it called? Oh no, never mind. Spider-Man Noir number 1. No, never mind. No. Not reading that. Do you remember what you called what like they were advertising that like X-Men like single issue?
Yeah, what the heck was it?
Right?
It was I don't remember. I said it in the other,
like a one shot, but it like some insane.
It was something I had not seen.
It was a term that Marvel coined.
Yeah.
But yeah, the age of whatever the hell's happening.
Revelation.
This is Tom Brevoort's opus, ladies and gentlemen. Prove him right that the 80s and X-Men was the best era for the team by picking up that issue.
That DC's Satanic Panic is also dropping. That is their Halloween anthology series. Right. Good for them for releasing it earlier in the month, so we can just kind of enjoy it. So that is going to be 80 pages. It will be $10. So it's a bit of a
but like you get 80 pages.
Yeah, Batman, Ambush Bug, Raven, the Demon, Plastic Man.
Yeah,
Zatanna, Swamp Thing. Those some of the characters you might find in the pages of that tome.
Yeah, we're getting a new Ghost Rider book, Spirits of Violence, from Sabir Prezada. I have no idea what to expect from this, but I mention it only because hey, Ghost Riders are in it.
Well, this is the month to launch that.
Yes,
like 1,000%.
I read Starship Godzilla number 1. This is good. It's fun. If you want to read a book that is practically Cowboy Bebop set in a Godzilla universe, this is the book for you. You should check that out.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. And that's right. They are doing a facsimile edition relaunch of Spider-Boy. Marvel DC Spider-Boy facsimile edition, obviously. This is it. Like, Dan Slott wanted a Spider-Boy book. DC and Marvel owned the Spider-Boy name in comic books. So in order to get a Marvel Spider-Boy character, Marvel and DC had to work it out to get this character out of legal whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
So if you enjoyed Deadpool Batman, if you are looking forward to the possibility of a Superman Spider-Man crossover, you have this book to thank. A book that I can't recommend because I hate it so much. But I was never a fan of the amalgam thing. I like it in terms of like it's kitsch and it's value. I don't want amalgams. I want crossovers. But it exists and it is the reason you have these crossovers again. So check it out if you missed it the first time, or if you don't have $1 to pick it up in a back issues, or in a back issues bin. We also covered it on our old show, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, by the way. So you can hear my deeper thoughts on it.
Yeah, if you want more of that.
Want me more complaining about that? Yeah.
I think that's it for me.
I think that's it for me too. At the very least, like that's all I could see. But if there's more, you'll find out in the show coming in the future. But yeah, we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. Big thanks to our super chatters, including Arduit, who says, ComicPop Woo caught up on Williamson's Superman after number 30. Wanted to know if you could explain Brainiac for me. Is he like a robot or a cyborg? JLU was a full robot, so I just assumed. Brainiac is a complicated character, which has multiple different versions of himself, one of whom is an alien, who is Coluan. The green Brainiac, is an alien. Sometimes there's a robot that's merged with an alien. I don't know which version we're even talking about. So we'll just stick with that. There is actually, I think there's a video that like does a great breakdown of who Brainiac is, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm sorry I can't help you any further.
Amazing.
Brainiac. But thank you to our super chatters for sponsoring today's show. Thanks to the chat for being cool and respectful and kind, and for giving us your thoughts while the show goes on. You are the lifeblood of the show. This is why we do the show, is for you guys who are here live on Monday nights around 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for joining us. If you want more, there is more. There's a whole interview with Jim Zub on this channel.
Yes.
There's a podcast that I do on a bi-weekly basis with most of the ComicPop team. That comes out. It's called No Comic Required on Sundays typically, or Fridays, depending on when we put stuff out. Tiffany plays video games, if you can't imagine, based on her Steam history, on youtube.com @ComicPopPlays and twitch.tv/ComicPop, whichever you prefer, whether you prefer the purple channel or the YouTube channel. It's all simultaneously streamed at the exact same time, so you can't miss it. But check those out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays normally, but this Wednesday, Tiffany's going to be joining us to shoot back issues, so she will not be able to shoot her gaming stream on that day.
And she also won't be playing on Tuesday.
And won't be playing on Tuesday.
So I was like, don't be say these things.
Right, because you have work. So next week, you can expect more Tiffany. But that should not dissuade you from checking out that channel, because youtube.com @ComicPopPlays, all links for everything we do are in the description below this video, has all the old streams.
Yes.
Including the most recent one you did. You did kind of like a pop-in stream over this weekend where you played some more Claire Obscure. So if you like that, check that out. But you also have played so many, like you played all of the Spider-Man games, all the Arkham games, all like
we
much.
played Guardians of the Galaxy. I played that Avengers game.
That's right. So if you want to see Tiffany experience those games for the first time,
we played the Hellboy game.
We played the Hellboy. Well, you played the Hellboy game.
I did, up to a point, and then I was like, okay, we're not playing the Hellboy game.
But thank you all for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time with another episode, and keep reading. I'm Sal.
I'm Tiffany.
So long, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.